There's some network itches here and there, but I want to believe that everything is going on fine and God is in control. We have to pass the daily messages every day. I want to trust God that you're going to get value for your time by the grace of God, all things being equal in Jesus' name, without wasting so much time because we started this is the third time. But I thank God because someone is going to be blessed today. All right. The topic of discussion, as it's laid in my heart today, is talking about some of the avoidable things, errors that brought about pain and misunderstanding, especially when it has to do with young couples, young poor couples that just join in the matrimonial, the union of marriage, in a matrimonial, and they began to have one problem or the other. Of course, we all know what marriage is all about, the coming together of one person from one, wherever God made it so, and then to be joined in marriage with another person from another place, just the way God has designed it to be. And it's usually an awesome thing, but then we have realized some things, that we did too, or we partook of, or we saw in the time past, when we got married earlier. And then we wouldn't want the younger ones to come. If you know me well, our talk zone woman, our talk zone mama with Tina Okonji, want to mentor with the upcoming younger generation. I want to say to them, please do not allow for this, because people handle crisis differently. People are given to, different upbringing, different temperament, different way of seeing things, different environment, different parenting, um, genes also, or how will I call it, that they carry. So they react, welcome, stay on, you get value for your time. So because people are different, so it is expected that the way they react to things is also different. But I want to say that in as much as it's different, the truth remains, human beings can or are given or have this inbuilt capacity to be able to adjust to things. But personally, there are some things that, or in a personal note now, that some people might not want to take. And so we are careful to tell people, do not take this, do not take this, do this or do that. It will help in the long run. But when we do the wrong thing, we discover that we keep getting wrong results. All right. And so as before people come into marriage, marriage is a lifetime, lifetime thing. So before you, if you're going to get married, you have to be prepared in your mind. That's why we advise some people to go for counseling, go sit on the people to give you some. They might not teach you everything, of course. I want to tell you out of experience that no marriage counselor can teach you everything. In fact, sometimes when they are teaching you something, it's like just reading in the book. It's different from practical when you start experiencing, the reality of what you're into. It's quite different. So, but then the little here that you've gotten from here and there will be able to help you to cope up in that decision that you are taking to settle in marriage with whoever love or that God has brought your way as the love of your life, and you're making a decision to spend the rest of your beautiful life with. All right, so we are just trying to throw nuggets here, advice here and there, based on what we have gotten. But one truth remains, some things can be avoided if only we can, listen to other people. Someone say, thank you for standing on. God bless you. And you will get value for your time. Do not leave without subscribing, because we give you value for your time. So there are lots of things. You don't jump into marriage not being ready. Yeah, not be ready. There are many things that, you know, propels or make you know you are ready. We have talked about it. The single at least get something doing, because the time we come as in work doing that, we need all the finances, yeah, to go on that settle. Of course, you're not going to live in the streets. You're not going to eat nothing. You're going to eat something. So we say, at least if it's possible, both spouse should agree on this something that will bring about steady inflow of money. Don't go into marriage. Thank you very much, Kevin. Thank you for coming in. Stay on, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. All right, it's very, very important to me. You are important to me. You must, there must be, an agreed, you know, you have to come to an agreement on what the source of income should be, or should be coming from for the family use. Okay. And then as you go into marriage, you are always taught, if you're, no matter the religion that you are or whatever you profess, wow, I tell you, it's very, very important to listen to whatever you are instructed to do. As Christians, we say God is the one that instituted the first marriage, so we have to follow his manual for successful marriage, the word of God. And one of the things that we say we should not neglect doing as you go into marriage is respect. You should be able to respect each other as couple. It's emphasized that the woman should respect the husband. The husband should love. But I want to say it everywhere, honestly, as much as possible. It doesn't reduce from you to give respect to your spouse. After all, you love each other before you went into the marriage. You should be able to have at the back of your mind that you respect your couple, respect your spouse. Respect is reciprocal. When you respect the other, they in turn respect you. Welcome, thank you, hello to you. I'm talking about, healthy relationship building, especially in the home front. Respect your couple, respect your spouse. If you do, you will have lesser problem. Another thing that you should, of a necessity, do as you come in as a young person, try to learn, try to understand your spouse, try to understand, because you were not together all the number of years the other has lived and was doing differently. Of course, he might have a different mindset or different way of doing things. Someone that was counseling the person yesterday, and he said, my husband just does this, my husband just does that, and it disturbs me. And then it's like we are not coming to an equilibrium on how to settle. We're not coming to the center. We are not coming to a kind of conclusive agreement on how to settle it. So it's giving me so much pain. In marriage, every couple should go into, despite the young one, that you are in there to make sure the other is happy. You do things to make the other spouse happy. There's no self in marriage. In marriage, you think about the other first, and then you bring the attention of the other to what you want or what you desire. And then if you are all sane, human, you should be able to come to a compromise on how to make the other happy and happier. All right. So respect must be given. Understanding. I try to understand my husband. And so some people get into marriage, and after 15 years, 20 years, you see them still fighting because they are not giving attention to trying to understand who this person is. You might have a husband that tells you, no, 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 this is me. I don't want, I cannot go low. This is just the way I want it. And he's insisting. Try to know, talk to yourself and try to put yourself in the place whereby you get to understand him and work with knowledge. Even as Christians, the Bible also enjoy us to work with each other based on knowledge. If he's insisting, like I was saying 2 days ago, the couple might just be brought up in a city, in an environment where the parents, do things in a particular way, and he wants to come to just import God. That's what he has been saying. It will take the grace of God and the mercy of God for the person to begin to think differently. Thank you for staying on. Please do not leave with us dropping a comment, subscribing, and liking the channel. Thank you. So you don't blame, you just try to understand. And if he insists, I don't want this, instead of getting all worked up about it, just try to make yourself happy in that situation. As long as the person is not violent or hitting you, that's where we say no, no. And then, of course, when it comes to misunderstanding, like there's a saying from where I came from, as long as the teeth and the tongue are living together in the roof, in the mouth, they are bound to, bite each other, or the teeth is bound to, hit the tongue sometime, and then maybe it's hard and it's painful. It takes time, and sometimes you make the same mistake. So something misunderstandings are bound to come. Let us not be quick. In those days when I got married, I'll be like, why did you do this? I cannot take, because I'm just that meticulous person. This thing should just be like this, is to be like this. All right. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. You are blessed. Thank you for always coming in. Thank you, thank you. All right, stay on. But I've not seen your subscription. Subscribe and God bless you. And true, I'm a very particular. It has to be like this, straight. I'm that straight jacket person. This has to be right. And I discovered over time that I was not doing myself well, that I was not doing my spouse well, that I was not doing relationship well. Everything don't have to be straight jacket the way you want it. He is not you completely in woe. You are not him. All right. We are talking about things that should be avoided, especially when it's young couples, to avoid, living scars that might be hurting the relationship in the nearest future. I tell us the truth. It's very, very expedient we do this, or else we are going to keep going back, back and forth, and at the end of the day, hurting each other. Thank you. Thank you for staying on. All right. Okay, I want to still say on that you have to have understanding of who you are marrying. Have understanding. Some people want to have understanding of everything that has to do with their career, so they'll come out professional, wonderful, excellent, extra certificate in the office. You are promoted, but when it comes to the house, in the home front, we don't do those necessary. There's nothing wrong in trying to call your spouse. I used to tell my husband, Daddy, I don't understand this. At some point, because we pastor, I call him daddy. At some point, we're on our own, I call him baby. All right. So sometimes you see me say, Daddy, it's okay. That's my husband I'm talking about. And so try to understand him. Daddy, why don't you want this? I'm very sorry, because I just want to know you well, so I can know how to relate. God helping me so that I can be the wife that you desire to get married to. You should always think about that man that you got married to. What does he desire from a wife? And try to talk to yourself and say, am I meeting up to expectation? Am I meeting what he desires? You might not meet it 100%, but at least 60-70% is still okay. And then we grow from there, because no one wants to get married in any way and try to, try to make the other one sad. You didn't get married. You didn't sign the covenant of marriage to make the other sad. You should put that into cognizance at all time. It should be in your mind that you are there just to make life easier, to help the person meet, a particular need, an area. The woman is supposed to be a helpmeet. The woman is supposed to make life easier and sweeter. When the man goes out to conquer and come back, honestly, she's supposed to make the place welcoming for him, like I always say. Yeah. You have to give attention to what concerns the person. When he says, hey, honey, this, give complete attention, not half attention. We all know what social media phones can do in the life of a lot of couples these days. But when the man is there or the woman needs your attention, drop the phone. You are just getting married. You still need to know yourself, but a lot of people make errors and spend more time on phone than they spend with themselves. To the young couple, we're still saying there should be time for everything. When we were much younger, they were always telling us there should be time for everything. There should be time for the phone. There should be time, to eat. There should be time to bath together. There should be time to go out together. There should be time to do other things. There should be time to discuss on what matters. There should be time to keep off phone, or else we find ourselves marrying the phones and not marrying our spouses. So there should be time to keep off the phone. When I use my life as an example, my husband will say to me, baby, drop the phone now, because I relate to a lot of people. Come to bed. It's time to come to bed. I had no choice than to off everything, because that's the time he needs me. Thank you. I care because that's my life. I talk about relationship matter. That's my concern. That's my care. I want to see relationship working. I hate to see marriages packing up. And then I'm one voice that will always shout it that marriages can see what people can see are blizzes and joy in their home fronts. That is just me. Call me anytime. Stay on in my channel every day. I want to tell the world that marriages can work. Yeah, and it's between a man and a woman. And you are wired with everything. The man is wired with everything to keep the woman, happy and joyful. Permits me to always use the word joyful. The man is also wired with everything that the woman needs to keep her happier. All right. So I say to the truth, I stand on the truth that I always profess. We have to do the needful. Listen to goodly counsel. When we got married in those days, like I always say, we'll get some book and we'll decide to read. You give attention to studying to be perfect in your career, but you don't give attention to read. Young couple, adult couple, no matter the number of years in marriage, you have to read on to keep it, blissful. Blissful. You have to, there should be continuous discovering of oneself. Continuously, you should learn to, you understand, be discovering, yourself. All right, he said women are never happy. That's why I'm saying there is a reason why. Please, that I'm digressing a little to answer the question that is posed by Mayor. He said women are never happy. It's because sometimes we don't know how to get the heart of the woman. True. There's some things that you do. Example, before you got married to the woman, you always tell she's beautiful, she dresses well, sweetheart, you're looking good. And then you get married, and then most of the time she's in the kitchen trying to manage your home, trying to make sure maybe when the children has come, her life is not choked, and she finds it difficult, to take care of herself, and you don't care. That's one of the reasons. If you can share what you have with her, share your monies with her. She can share hers with you too. Tell her you are beautiful. Tell her I want you to wear this for me. Tell her I want you to be smart. Sometimes the house chores are so much. House chores are so much that it can weigh the woman down. Sometimes even with the house help, because most times the woman keep directing the house help on what to do. Truly, she keep directing them. If she doesn't tell them what to do, sometimes they miss it. And so the woman is overwhelmed with so much work. And then sometimes the man comes up and he wants to have sex. I'm just going, it's normal. And then you jump on the woman that you don't even know if she's happy and ready. It's very, very important that we should. And so it's like, okay, you've had what you want. You jump out of there and then she's left alone or not being happy. Sometimes the woman is not fulfilled. Find out, talk to her. Or am I saying most of them are not happy? Most of the women are not happy, no matter what you give her. No, I want to disagree with her. I counsel a lot of young people every now and then, and one of them tells me everything the wife does. I say, you guys relate with people at your office, you relate with women at the offices, you respect them, you love them, you love the way they look. Do you bring it back home? In fact, you should do much more for your wife. And then when he said, I did everything, I've done everything, she can't not just be pleased. I said, have you called her to talk with her? She never agreed to marry you, leaving everything just for one day to start, making you vex. Permit me. Let me speak like a Nigerian. No, that's not her desire. But something when you life will be made better and easier for you. Make her the queen that she is. She is the queen. As much as you can afford, buy her things. Sometimes also the disparity here is that some people buy every. You don't have time to touch her. Touch her, romance her, kiss her. What you were doing before you got married, you suddenly stop doing it. It's wrong. It's totally wrong. Hold her. Baby, forget everything. Come. sit on my laps if it's possible. Come, let me cuddle you. Pat her like a child, to begin to, want to hear from her what she wants. Just keep on, keep at it. Do the right thing, and you see things keep falling in place. If she says she doesn't want this, find out the reason why she doesn't want. Ask questions. And I tell people, young people, when you just get married, even elderly, it's a time for you to know yourselves. Do not start bringing other people to start living with you. Because I say it out of experience and out of counsel over time, counseling people over time. Most of the time, true, when you are dating or courting, you don't know all of yourself. So when you get married, you are naked before yourself. You are naked before each other. You are naked. So you begin to see and know yourselves better. Instead of using that time to get to that, you begin to invite everyone to come live with you. Those are distractions. When your husband come back, the next person he sees is John that is there. He start talking to John. And when he comes back, and then it's Esther that is there, he start talking to Esther. No, when you get married, it's time to learn yourselves and begin to understand and begin to bring in your own values. This is what I want. This is what I desire. And begin, oh, honey, I do not like this. This is what I like. And so when you quarrel, you have some fights, you settle it among yourself. But by the time you have people living with you, you want to call Mr. A and say to Mr. A, hey, honey, this happened. Hey, sweetheart, this happened. Did you see what this person did? You now begin to channel your energy trying to see what the other person did, that you will now carry and go and start explaining to the other person. And before you know it, there's problems. So please, it's not really advisable that as soon as you get married, you begin to import people to start living with you. There's going to be problem. There's going to be huge problem. Another thing that people, young people that just got married, we advise you to avoid. Please avoid the situation you bring rules and regulation from your parents, from your home, the way your parents were living, the way they were living their life. You import completely all the rules and regulation, and then bringing it into your home. When you do so, there's going to be problem that you cannot handle. That's where it starts from. My mother used to do it like this. My father used to do it like this. Yes, this is the way, and they're still living. No, you don't do that. You throw away, and that's what even the Bible says, a man shall leave his father and mother, and they shall be cleaved to his wife, and both of them shall become one. And so that time when you're together is a time for you to become one, to keep being one with each other. One, getting to know yourself. Don't import. Another thing is, do not permit for situation whereby every time you say my mother used to like it cooked like that. This is the way my mother used to cook it. Get out from the kitchen. No, this person that has come into your life needs to learn. If there are things you want, you teach her. And it's so sweet. Or you call someone to teach her, you stay together. And if you don't have time, you find a way. Let her learn. And then you just learn. If they make mistakes because they cannot be perfect, then you learn again. You teach again. You don't get tired. You don't get frustrated. Some people get married and their spouse begin to look like enemies to them. On how? Your spouse should not be an enemy to you. No. Your spouse should be, be a thing of glory and beauty. Your spouse should not be like an enemy, like you are into competition. Marriage is not for competition. Marriage in any way is not for competition. No one is competing with anyone. Marriage is for, I want to be a blessing to this soul that God has given to me as a gift. In marriage, it should, especially to the young people, just knock it on your head that this one that is in my life now is a gift to me. My spouse is a gift to me. I take he or she as a gift. My spouse is a gift. What are gifts? What does gift represent when they are given to us? What what is gift supposed to be like or meant for? Gifts are special. You give gifts to special people. Gifts are handled with care. Gifts are, properly kept. Gifts are adorned. Gifts are cherished. You don't want to hurt a gift. And so we say at all times, as gifts. You see yourself as gifts and you remain gifts to yourselves. See yourself as gifts. You are not accident in the life of the other. You are gifts to each other. And so see yourself as gifts and remain the gift. I always tell people, if you are gifts, remain the gifts. Stop frustrating. Anything that brings about frustration is that people import it. You bring in that thing that allows. And because you deliberately bring it in, what else do you expect? Frustration, they come, now begins to come. That is the fruit of what you have brought in. So be careful. In marriage, we kind of guard our doors of our home with all seriousness. Guard and watch what enters. Guard against any strange intruders. Guard against it. Guard against anything that will bring about issues. Guard against it. No matter what it is, fight it. Fight what will make your gift not to look like gift again. Do not allow for, permit me to, like the Bible will say, anything that will make you have courage and allow you to sleep. My husband will always tell me when we got angry. Anyone that know me knew I'm from a very polygamous home. My father married 2 wives and he has other women. And then I saw so many things, not that is inspiring in my home. But one of the things is that there was always quarrel, there was always fight in the home front. There's always fight, there's always beating, there's always, misunderstanding, all kinds of things that are threatening to life and health. There's always violence. And so I made a decision not to allow it in my home. And so when I got married to my husband, I like it. He said to me, we don't keep malice. I cannot assure you that we cannot hurt ourselves, but we don't keep malice. We don't allow it sleep over. And so a lot of couples make, allowing for situation whereby they have a misunderstanding. It's normal sometimes to have a misunderstanding because you're still learning yourself, but allowing it to sleep over and then sleep over again. And you stay in your house, in your own house, you are keeping malice. Yeah, now it's wrong for you to lie on the same bed, not talking to each other. I had a couple that would tell me we enter the same car, we go to church together, they will do not talk to each other. We just come up, you need money, I need money, baby. I give him money or I give her money. As soon as I'm giving her money, she's off again. God gets what we want and we go, and we're not talking to each other. It's not healthy. Thank you for staying on. Please do not leave without subscribing. You would have done me so well. And I will appreciate you for that for life. And this, I'll be doing this. I've seen trouble. I've seen peace. I've seen trouble. I choose the way of peace. You can't stay in the same house. It's wrong to stay in the same house, harboring, keeping malice, fighting. No, peaceful and giving your spouse peace. Thank you for staying on. It's very comely to remain peaceful and giving your gifts. Your wife is your gift. Your husband is your gift. Stay calmly, giving yourself peace and joy. There is the fruit of the spirit and joy, but then it's something that we can cultivate to live on. Don't sleep harboring or keeping malice. It's very, very wrong. It's a no. Another thing, you are one. When you get married, you are one. Do you now begin to hit yourself? If your spouse is one body with you, you are now one body. Why do you bonds? You don't keep hitting. Your spouse should not be a punching bag. Your spouse should not, of a necessity, be your punching bag. No. You are obligated to protect your spouse. It's an obligation given to you to protect your spouse. Do not hurt your spouse. Do not. I tell you, necessity. It's wrong to hit your spouse. When you paint yourself, you see how painful it is. That's how very painful it is when you hurt your spouse. Whenever you are making budget, consider that gift in your life and include him or her in your budget. First of all, make your environment lively, and that harbors joy. Keep you joyful before you think about settling the whole world. I remember when we were growing up, my mother will always tell my father, your home is in confusion and you are busy trying to settle the whole world. People have problem in their homes and they'll call him because he's one elderly person. And then, of course, he is held in their gathering, meet the clubs or whatever it is. So they will always call him to come and counsel. And we said, my mother will always say to him, you have not taken care of your home. There's nothing wrong in trying to give out, but then give out what you really are. Take care of your home, settle your home before you think about being the mediator for other home. So live by example. And remember the children that we are concerned about, practice what they see and not what they hear you say. Are you living goodly example for them to live by after you have left the shores of the earth? Are you living goodly example? Living goodly example for them to emulate from you. One day we grow old. The legacy that we are living also we tell. So do not allow for anything that will be hurt in your home. Just anything that is wrong. Is it wrong to be insultive? Yes. Is it wrong to be disrespectful? I say yes. Is it wrong to hit your spouse? I say yes. Is it wrong to cheat? I said yes. Is it wrong to have sexual intercourse with someone that you're not married to? I said yes. Anything that is wrong is wrong. Let's not start painting it. And it's going to have effect in the future. So we say to us, we say to you, please do things that are comely and let God be happy with that home that you are building. Do not do things that will leave hurt in the life of your spouse. Your spouse is a gift, and the gift needs to be maintained. You left everything and came before public and say you are married, do everything. If your spouse is saying this work is too much for me, hush, pay attention and find out the way you can help. Honey, how do I help? Yeah. Where do I come in? How do I be a blessing? How can I contribute to making it easier? You went out to work, you are running back to see how you can help, how you can bless your spouse. Is someone's child and need joy, not troubles, not suspicious. One of the things you should not allow in your house as a young couple, again, I've mentioned a number of them, suspicion. The man went out in the car and then possibly give a lift to someone he has met. You have a friend, saw them together, and you begin to call, hello, Magdalene, did you see your husband lifting every other woman? And then you say, I will trace. And then you become suspicious of your gifts. No, do not give that person room or your spouse room to begin to doubt you. And then by the end of the day, the man begin to see that you don't trust him, or she begin to see that you don't trust, her. It could be on the other side. So do not allow for it to bring about suspicion. Even if they are cheating, the best thing is to do, you can advise. You cannot force someone to be what is not. Safeguard your joy, safeguard your health. Do the right thing and see things falling in place for you. It's very, very important. It's very, very expedient. We must give attention to that. It's very, very necessary. If you don't understand anything, honey, how did we get here? You should always talk. Young couples and couples, you should always talk, especially on things that has become a thing of consent. Talk it out, speak out. In those days, there was a program we used to watch as young people. They say, speak out. And you speak it out. Speak out. Don't keep it. Speak out. Don't be shy. Someone has taught you. Speak out. That's why you are learned and try to understand. Who told you you saw me with a lady? Who is the person? And then you find out, hey, hello, 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 Magdalene, hello. Please, I don't want this in my home. Verify before you go and send in gossip. Everything before you make an assertion about anything, before you take it to heart, verify the truth of that. People don't verify. You just come into conclusion. You come into conclusion, when it concerns someone that you have decided to spend your lifetime with. You don't come into conclusion just because someone says something. The union and home, the union of marriage is sacred, more sacred than anything that you can think of, except a relationship with God. It's a sacred place that we should safeguard, it from intruders coming to pollute, or coming to pour excreta, or coming to pee on, or coming to bring something that will bring about decay. The union of marriage, the institution of the home should be safeguarded. Do not allow for, like I always said, if you find out someone, a particular person is always calling and bringing in unhealthy advice in your home, please fight it. Fight that person. If it's possible, call off the relationship, quit the relationship, just to make sure you safeguard your home. Very, very important. Your home first, your joy first, the joy of your spouse, the joy of your loved one first before anything. Give everything to safeguard it. No one should tell you anything less. I refuse to listen to what people say about my spouse. If I'm not getting it right, I call it, honey, where am I not getting it right? And this is what young couples should imbibe. Where did we go wrong? How did we get here? So that we start learning how to quit, run away, and make it straight again. When I got my wow, to my husband. He's someone that could just keep his clothes anywhere, keep it anywhere. Wow. I'm someone that is very meticulous. Everything has to be like this. Everything has to be like that. Everything just has to be in order. Honestly, at some point, I didn't even know. I got to the point I was frustrating the man. I was just disturbing him with so much. He didn't understand it while growing up. So with time, I began to say, okay, we come. Honey, please, each time we have this meeting, this call, can I just air something? I don't know why it's difficult for you to put your clothes in order. This is a laundry basket for the laundry. The clothes that need attention to to be taken to the laundry, and this one is for clean clothes. There is a wardrobe. Your underwear should be here. Every other thing should be in order. That's the socks should be in order. The shoes, everything should be in order. He didn't know all these things before, but because he didn't know it, Ulana begin to take it as a yardstick to allow for trouble and disturb the man. After talking sometime, I'll still see it. What I will just do, I will pick it up and take it on my side and drop it where it belongs to. You should understand. And I began to have peace. And when I began to do the right thing, he too will come and say, oh wow, this is not supposed to be here. He fixes himself and drop where it's supposed to be. So we should look at each other based on knowledge, deal with each other based on knowledge of who we know they are. And it makes life easier for us. The other one called me the other day and said, you see, my husband has lost his job, so it's I don't know how, and then he's not even talking, he's all sad and blah blah blah. I said to him, I said, well, it's not a good thing for a breadwinner, the husband. When God, created Adam, the first man, there was already job waiting for Adam to do. So any man that is going to work today already has a job waiting for him to do in his mind, or he'll be shown something. There's always a job for the man to do. That's just the truth. Yeah. So and I said to her, I said, well, as it is right now, this man has lost what gives him joy. You have to be patient with him. He said, no. He just go out where? You have to go out with understanding. You have to go out with understanding that you are led to go out. That's when you can find what you are looking for out there. You have to give the man peace to gather himself together and then get, the job. Yeah. Or go find something else to do. Then when he comes out, you begin to shout out on the man, shout out, hey, we have to. No. Before you know it, that's how trouble begin to come into a home. And there's absolutely nothing wrong for the first peradventure the man lost it somewhere and you, the woman, has it or is the one working. No, don't overwhelm the man with continuous nagging. I'm the one, I'm the one, I'm the one bringing, I'm the one. You are meant to give yourself peace. Something could go wrong along the line does not also mean you should keep frustrating the person, your man. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't frustrate him. Don't frustrate the man because he lost it. Don't frustrate the woman. She can still be better. She might not have it now and have it tomorrow. We are not called into marriage as a ministry to make the other one happy, to frustrate our spouses. No, we are supposed to be joy givers and joy dispensers. You're supposed to add value. Oh, honey, we sit here. How do we come up again? How do we get it again? How do we get it again? How do we fix it again? Don't frustrate the person. Stop comparing the person with your father or with your mother. No, I had it all. It's not necessary. Marriage, someone said there is work. There's a little work to do, and one of the little one way it is for you. One way we put a lot of energy in marriage is who our spouses are and work with them based on knowledge. You must work with them based on knowledge. You must work with your spouse based on knowledge. If you do not work with them based on knowledge, you're going to have issues. And then someone will not deceive you out there, making it feel as if your spouse is not it. They are the best. Before the real color of that person will begin to show, and you discover they are not truly who you think they are or what they are making you feel that they are. Young couples or couples in marriage, please, practical marriage. The real thing is not movies, it's not Hollywood, it's not Nollywood, it's not Bollywood, it's not acting, it's reality. You can go in and discover that he's not what you think. I have a young lady who will get married and discover she all the while they were dating, she never knew that the man smokes a lot of, those things that is not allowed, prohibited to smoke, not good for the health. And then one of those days she will discover the man said, you know? You should have known. And now you have to live with me like that. Or you keep on praying to your God until I change. Will you now begin to pack and run? If you pack and run, it's okay, but there's no one that is fulfilled being single. You can never be fulfilled being, you can never be fulfilled being single. You can never be fulfilled on your own being, in any way. You will be craving for that because you need two are better than one. God made it it's sweeter to live together. Two, you conquer more when you are two. So when you are one, you go off alone, you are still lonely. You are lonely. You'll be lonely. You'll be looking for another. And what makes you feel that the person that will come next will not even be worse than this person that you are running off from? Don't allow for so much, advice on every corner. Sit down. God has given you wisdom. Read. See what you take. Take the goodly things and decide to apply that goodly thing that you have now learned within that marriage and see how it works. Sometimes when you're overwhelmed, you call your couple, you call your spouse and say, no, honey, am I getting it right? Someone will say, no, we're going to marry my husband. He'll be like, why are you asking me? You should know what you are doing. I said, no, I just want a kind of applaud, or just tell me I'm missing it so I can. With time, he began to understand that. With time, he said understanding that. Yeah, he said understanding that, okay, I need to sit down and a kind of tell applaud. And you've got it, you're doing great, more of it. And it became easier. We have never, the number of years we've been together in marriage, call anyone to come and settle or come and say we have problem. Nobody's living in frustration. We're just safeguarding the joy. The joy of the other is our concern. We look forward to being together. We work together. Everything we do together. Some spouse cannot stay 1 week with each other without so much misunderstanding. I had a couple that said he's working somewhere. I prefer it to let him hurry up and go. Let me have my peace. Old age will come. That's what every couple to also have in mind. When you be needing yourselves, old age, time will come. You'll be needing yourselves. You'll be needing yourself. Whatever you have built now is what sustains you. That companionship. You'll be needing that companionship. Whatever you built now will be what will sustain you for days to come. We do not joke about it. We do not make light of it. It's true. And truth is one. Truth is one. So safeguard. Someone says to me, my husband is just full. How can I cope? All he does every time when he comes in, he watches wrestling. He go and sit down and be watching wrestling. I don't know what they call it, wrestling. All right. He puts on all it. Doesn't come me. I say, well, you have to change your mindset to this. What is it? He said, when you are done with your chores you are doing, go and stay with him. Lie on his body, hold him on his leg, stay with him, be enjoying the wrestling with him. And someday you play honey, my own. What about my own? I want to watch this. Talk to yourself. He says it's today is football. Let's enjoy the football together. Whatever he says, if you start giving him that preference, he too will start giving you preference. Attitude are quick to, we are quick to make it part of our life. It's quick to be part of our life if we don't give attention to, knowing the kind of attitude or things we imbibe or we allow or we permit. If you don't say what you do not like, the other one begins to take you for that. And then when it's time for you to correct it, it becomes more difficult. So young couple, young ones coming up in marriage, learn to correct some things. Learn to say no to certain things. Learn to say, I don't understand this, I don't want this. And if they're insisting, give them time with prayers. Not by forcing. You don't enforce. Young couples in marriage, stop enforcing your own ideology. It's wrong. Stop enforcing your own ideology into that institution. It's wrong. It's not healthy. Rather, you should consider your gift. I always call him your gift. Thank you for staying on. Please subscribe. I appreciate your time. God bless you. I love you. I'm not going to be saying you, but I love you. God bless you. Your home will work. All right? Just don't bring just what you feel. When you bring, let's put it for the table. Let's save it. Let's know what is right. No one knows it all. No one is an embodiment of all wisdom. We have seen geniuses, we have seen professors failing in their marriages. We have seen the way dear people failing in their marriages. And why do they fail? Because they refuse to give attention to the littlest nitty-gritty. I have my book, Boosting Romance in Marriage. Please order for it. The soft copy, hard copy, order for it. You see everything. I don't believe in 5 points to successful marriage. It doesn't exist. 15 points in successful marriage because it worked for them. What worked for one might not work for the other. That is the truth. I talk to you as someone that has been into marriage matter for many years. Even when it's the passion, God put it there in me. Even when I was still young, I love to see relationship working. And so I took study via counseling over years. I want to tell you there's no 5 steps. 10, 100 people might take a step and it work for them does not mean it work for you. There are other ways. So, but there are some nitty-gritty things that when you do, we definitely produce results. Take for instance, you have a farm yard at your backyard or your back somewhere, and if you refuse to till the ground and make sure that you manure it or fertilize it or whatever it is and put adequate water, it doesn't grow well. If you want to cook some good sumption meal, you call it, and then you do not put the necessary things that you should put in it. I tell you the truth, I lie not. There's going to be issues. Why issues? Issues because, that will not come out well. If you want your marriage to come out well, if you want that marriage to give you peace, if you want to maintain that marriage, do the nitty-gritty. Someone said, my wife, this. You that says your wife is never happy, give her good sex. Have you tried it? Give her good sex. I always want to fight men. When you want to have sexual intercourse with your spouse, you want to just get yourself satisfied. Most men, you just want to go there and get yourself, and then you come up. You are at ecstasy. You come up, and suddenly you left the woman like that. Wow. And she's like, wow, after everything, she too want to get ecstasy. God put the sexual intercourse, there for couples to enjoy within the confines of marriage. He put it there. And the peak of the joy of enjoying sexual intercourse is that ecstasy. Ah, and you, the man, you will get there and you leave the woman not once, not twice, not three times, not four times, many years. Hey, it's not right. Some of the time that women are agitated, go and ask very well if you are satisfying them sexually. Give good time for foreplay. Give good time, study. If she's not good at it, teach her. I'm telling you, some of these men that are keeping other women, if you can find a time and give and teach your wife what she should know, tell her what she should do. Sometimes, I'm just for an example, or it could be vice versa. There are women that are also very good at sexual, aspect of life, and their husbands are not. If you can just sit yourself before you are married, you are not ashamed before yourself. What are you ashamed of? Teacher, you are not married. The past is gone. It's over. If you keep digging the past, it's an issue. That's another one to talk about. Teach him. By the time you teach yourself, you don't go looking for any girl out there. Someone said, will I be eating the same food every day? And I asked, which one is the same food every day? They gave you one. Eat it. Enjoy it. It is sweet to drink water from your own system. That's what the Bible says. Stolen water is not sweet at all. When you go and steal water, it's not as sweet as your own. Make that woman happier by being there for her. How will she be happy when you are jumping from bed to the other? You are having other girls. There is no woman that is wired to be happy. Except if in the case that you decide on your own to have a polygamous home and you decided I want to share my husband with another woman, that is your decision. It's okay for you people. Just live on like that. That if you respect the confines of union, marrying, being married, say married to yourself, teach yourself how both of you can really enjoy this marriage to the latter. Teach yourself. It's very, very important. Teach yourself. Read books. Practice it. Adam and Eve were not taught how to have sex, I believe, because it's not written in the Bible. But everything is given to them. And when they began to discover this discovery, they began to discover, touch here, there, and there. They discovered they can also enjoy sex. The Bible never taught us, but it gave us everything to discover for the Christian. However it is, there's no book except that will even teach you the way you can learn when you discover yourself. Discover, touch here and there, stay, give attention. If you don't know what to do, be kissing her, everything will fall in place. A lot of women are not happy in marriage. Why? Because, they are not satisfied sexually. You might not like what I'm saying, but that's the truth. Exploit the spiritual aspect of the beauty of enjoying sexual intercourse. I'm coming up with a book on that. Exploring the beauty of enjoying sexual intercourse. Don't come and suffer yourself on earth. It's not giving me okay. I close myself. I close up. Some women use the sexuality as a gun. Permit me to use to punish, as a weapon of punishment against the man. You are cheating yourself, because God has wired us to be able to, and put everything in us to enjoy the sexual aspect of life. They might not teach you that in church. They might not teach you wherever place you worship. But I say the truth. If you do not enjoy that sexual aspect of life, you're going to be cheating yourself. Thank you for liking. Thank you. I appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe. Watch all my videos. You get values. So please, when you are into marriage, no matter how old you are, you can still enjoy the sexual intercourse. Please, call yourself together out of, hush, out of the busy schedule, and talk about your sexual life. Don't allow the man to just come in, have fun, and then throw you up there. And then you are there crying and feeling as if they cheated you. Nobody is cheating you. Cheat you and don't cheat yourself. Or if I don't understand it, I always will call my husband and say, honey, sweetheart, I don't understand this. Or I'm not getting this. So take me there. Take me there. Take me to the peak. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Everything is possible. So please work at things that we know will work for you. Work at things that will make your union to work. Work. Just work on it. Work at things that will be helpful for your marriage to work. So, young couple in marriage, when you're making your calendar, you are make whatever you are making, make sure when it comes to sexual intercourse, you are giving it, good timing. Address it. Address it at each point. Hush and address it. Address my sexual need. Address it. Some are busy, my children, their children. Children will grow up one day and leave, and they will go to their own houses with their own spouses, and you'll be left alone looking at yourself. What you never had in the time past. Till the age, you grow old, it is expected that you keep having fun and enjoying yourself as much as you can. If this aspect is not working, another one will work. As long as you are alive, please, let's fight anything that will hinder our having the best of home. You can go out there, people can antagonize, people can misunderstand you, but it's going to be more horrible when you come back home and you are being misunderstood at home. No, it's more horrible. It's more horrifying. Do not permit it. Do not allow it. Let them misunderstand me outside and let me find peace at home. The only place you can find genuine peace and love is in your home. I stand and I lie not. Safeguard your home from everything that will be dangerous to it. I've mentioned this earlier, but I want to emphasize on it. One of the things my husband wants, the big problem is in home is when the finances are not adequate. Let's plan for the future. Plan early for a better tomorrow. Plan for retirement with your spouse. When your children would have all been grown and they're all settled in marriage and they're in their homes, plan for what will keep you. Because if the children give you, that's very good. We clap for them. We praise God for them. If they do not give you, the words we have planned for will keep you going. Plan. Young couple, is not too early. Plan for retirement with your spouse. Plan for old age. Plan. It's very important. It's very necessary. Plan. Not enforcing. Sit down with joy. Say, honey, sweetheart, babe, how do we do this? So in the future, I wouldn't want to see us begging. Plan for a better tomorrow with your spouse. Marriage is a lifetime thing, not with someone else. You wouldn't want a situation whereby you started your life with a lady or a woman, and you started your life with a man, your husband, and suddenly, when you have 60 years, you'll be looking back and you can't find it. To be once upon a time, many years ago, there was this damsel in my life. No. I say no to that. Plan early. Young people in marriage, it's not too early to plan. I love it. When we're in those days, we started church here, and then the branch of the church, of course, and we'll be teaching young people, young couple. We had young people that were not married. What insane. They are the people. But today, the Almighty will always tell us that the testimony, that's what was keeping them. And before they got married, we taught them to start praying for who they will get married to. Start early, start praying for who they get married. And so that early age, they started praying for who they get married to. And as God will have it, a lot of them did not, no mistakes. They keep building their home based on the teachings that they had us giving them in the time past. So it's very, very expedient that you can still make your own work. Import goodly things. Do not carry up the load that you cannot bear, the burden that you cannot bear. Do not take off responsibility that you know you cannot bear. Do not take off things that, do not carry excessive luggage because you want to please anyone. No. Do what is moderate and what you can handle. If you do so, life will be better and easier. I'm not seeing any question. It's like I keep talking on the low. All right. So please, let us keep at doing the right thing and see God working on our behalf. Do not allow for anyone, young couple, any friend that will come and bring down your spouse. No. Talk them down. Do not allow for it. It's wrong. Someone come and does not cherish your own. You go out, it's because the person is a friend, and he goes and start telling you Monday or Tuesday is better than who you have. No, do not allow for that. You bring about issues for you. You do not allow for that. Do not allow for someone that do not appreciate your spouse. My husband's friend should appreciate me as a wife. I should appreciate my husband's, or no, you understand, friends too. They too should talk well of me. Hypocrisy does not last forever. Soon you will discover that these ones, soon, soon you will discover that these ones are hypocrites. So what do we say to that? All we say to that is that please allow for goodly things to be happening to you. Anyone that comes and give wrong counsel is a red light. It's a red sign. It's a no. Do not import that will be danger to your home. Do not import. Do not allow. It is a no. Only allow for things that will add value to your life and the life of your family. Allow for things that will be more of a blessing. Do not allow for things that someone that will come and tell you, what kind of you should be better, when you know at that point you and your family cannot afford it. The young lady, I sound this as an advice. I don't have rights to warn you. As an advice, it's healthier for you to have in your home or among your friends, among your clique, people that can advise you truly on a better way of living within your means. Don't be on a fast lane. Those that go on a fast lane always will miss it along the line. They will tell you don't. The way God is dealing with Mr. Frederick and his home is different from the way God is dealing with Mr. Andrew and his home. The way God is dealing with Grace, with her spouse, is different from the way God is dealing with Divine and his own spouse. God deals with us differently. God deals with us differently. Because God deals with us differently, we must of necessity work with each other based on knowledge. We should not put ourselves under duress of what the society are trying to put us. We are not competing. Marriage is not about competition if you are in it. It's about making life easier, bearable, sweeter for your spouse. That's what marriage is all about. That's what marriage is all about. That's what marriage is all about. I'm live every day. Every day I'm live. And you get me showing values. Watch all my videos. You get value for your time. God bless you. And I want to say thank you for staying on. This is how Talk Zone with Tina Okonji. Over many years, by the grace of God, I've been heralding health relationship building. You can't miss it. Staying on with us. Subscribe. Make me feel good. Make me want to come back before the end of the day again. We pray for people. Make us stand on praying for you by just giving us that subscription, a thumb up and a comment on how to make it better. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Please subscribe before leaving. All right. Have a fulfilled day. See you next time as I come live again. Don't forget to go watch all my videos. Bye bye. Bless you. Thank you. All right. You are the best. You are always the best. You are always the best.